What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Maha. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit that bell notification, you get notified every time I post a video. Drop a comment down below and hit that like button so this video can get pushed out to more people like y'all, man. Goal for the end of the year is to hit at least 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I know we can do it. We got about 2,600 or close to 2,700 subscribers right now, and we got about 3 or 4 months left of the until the new year. So help me help y'all, man. I'm trying to get as much content as out, and I want to be able to do this full time for y'all, man. So that's one of the goals, man, is to do this for y'all and push more videos, more content out. So as you can tell by the title, today there's gonna be a nice little video of, you know, what to look for when buying a Q50, the 3.7 VQ37. Specifically, you can use some of the points I'm going to make in this video for 3.0T, but this is specifically for the 3.7 because I specifically wanted a 3.7. And a lot of people ask me, you know, Maha, what should I look for? You know, mileage, price, you know, all that. So I'm gonna break everything down and basically give y'all a blueprint and what to go based off of when you go out to look for this car. Took me a minute to look for this car, so you know, I'm gonna actually just, you know, tell you what I went through before I went to get this, how long and what I you know, the process and my research from the moment I wanted the car till I got the car. So, and hopefully this will help y'all, man. So, but really quick, y'all already know it's at night, and if y'all see me at night here, you know that what that means. I'm about to hit the workout real quick. About to hit some shoulders, so I hope y'all hitting your workouts, man. Always focus on your goals and your fitness goals, not just car stuff, but your fitness goals as well. I'm gonna add a little bit more of workout stuff here too. I might do, you know, add a little couple clips of me in the gym here, or me and the homies. So, but yeah, I ain't got nobody with me tonight. It should be basically just for myself tonight. So I'm gonna hit a quick workout and slide to a gas station so y'all can get some good lighting. I just washed the car too. First car wash in like 2 weeks. I'm gonna hit this workout and let's hop back in this video. Alright, so hopping into first thing when looking for a Q50. That's for the Carfax. Now some dealers might try to hit you with the, oh, we have auto check, it's better than Carfax. No, nothing's better than Carfax, and I'll tell you why. So I went to a set dealership. I'm not gonna drop any names because I ain't trying to get in trouble or sued by any company, but went to a certain you know, franchise dealership, and they try to hit me with the, well, no, when I asked for the Carfax, right? And they're like, oh no, we don't use Carfax, we use auto check. I was like, okay, cool. So they sent the auto check. They said, oh yeah, everything is, you know, clean on the car. It was a 2015 3.7 Sport, literally like fully loaded. You know, I had actually shipped the car from another dealership to their dealership that's local to me, and I had them, you know, the car was looking good. Cosmetic wise, the car was looking good, I'll give it that. But when I went, you know, I just took it upon myself. I have a friend that's in Jersey, back home, my hometown. I sent them the VIN number. Within maybe like 20 minutes, hit me back. He was like, bro, walk out that dealership right now. I was like, wow, what's up? He's like, that car has frame damage, front and back, and it's valued at about 10K. They were trying to sell me that car for like $21,000, and they're saying it's clean Carfax, no damage or nothing. I showed them the VIN number. I showed them the actual Carfax. They had no words. They're like, we don't know what to say. You know, like I was like, so y'all really trying to sell this car for this price? And I'm pretty sure y'all know that. You know, y'all know everything about you're supposed to know everything about the vehicles when they come in here, and that's why you're running, you know, auto check. So, pro tip: as for Carfax, Carfax never lies. Anything happens on a car and it's reported, it's gonna show up on the Carfax. Auto check, obviously they could hide whatever they want. So ask for the Carfax. That's why that, you know, that commercial, it says ask for the Carfax. So ask for the Carfax. Second tip I suggest y'all do is test drive the snot out of the car. Can't curse on YouTube, not trying to get demonetized, so test drive that girl. Put it in manual mode, upshift, downshift aggressively. Listen for any kind of, you know, hiccups. Listen for any kind of you know, unnecessary sounds. the VQ itself, it's pretty reliable for the most part. As long as you take care of it. Again, especially if you're buying a car used, these cars are up there in 100K miles. My car just hit 126,000 miles. So you want to test drive the car. You want to make sure the car was taken care of properly, correct oil changes, you know, premium gas, all that, and it will show in the performance of the car. So the car is gonna, yeah, it's a 3.7. It's gonna be slow, but it still picks up stuff from stock. It still picks up enough. So if there's any kind of lag, any kind of, you know, hiccup or anything, take note of it and ask questions. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask them any questions, man. I ask, you know, crap ton of questions when especially when I'm spending my hard-earned money. Annoy them with questions. Another pro tip when looking for this car is ask them for the cold start. Now, a lot of dealerships, especially like these big main dealerships, they're like, oh, we got a car in the back, I'll just bring it up to you. No, if you tell them, like, no, I want to follow you to the car, and don't even tell them that you don't even call a dealership ahead of time. Just pop up there and ask them, you know, I'm looking for this particular car, and follow them to the car and listen to the cold start. A lot of times, if there's any issues, you will hear it during the cold start, and you will see any kind of check engine light or anything that will come up. And you never know, they might clear the check engine light before they pull up the car to you. And you know, it's sad, but there's people out there that will do that to you. So listen to the cold start, and then when it warms up properly, listen to the idle. You can literally hear my idle right here right now. That's AC on right now, so the idle should be, you know, consistent. Sometimes here and there the RPMs will drop a little bit but then go back up. That's normal. That's like every other car. But you know, make sure you listen to that cold start and follow them to the spot where the car is at, and be like, hey, I specifically want to hear the cold start as well. Now, hopping into the cosmetic wise, look for any shades, different shades. Like if the car is one color, look at the front bumper and then look at the, you know, the fender or the hood, and make sure everything is basically the same shade. Especially on red, or my boy, he has the Hagen blue. If you paint, you know, if the paint doesn't match perfectly, it could be an indication that the car was in an accident or the car was painted before. But again, ask questions, make sure there's no actual damage on the car, there's no reported damage, there's no reported accidents. Now, if it was a light accident, fender bender, whatever, then cool. But it's, you know, still clean, it was never salvaged, then yeah, I say go for it. But again, just make sure everything lines up, all the gaps are even. OEM wise, all the gaps are even on the doors, on the panels. Now, you know, granted, I do have carbon fiber parts here, so not everything is going to be perfect, but hence why I say look for the gaps, because even if the car has regular hood or whatever and has a gap like this, then that's a clear indication that something was done to the car and it's not OEM. So make sure y'all check that out, look at the gaps on all the lines of the car, and make sure you're happy with it and everything is basically even. Also, make sure y'all try to get as low miles as you can. Like, now, again, these cars, 2014, 2015, the 3.7s, even the hybrids, 3.5s. You know, try your best to get the lowest mileage possible. Now, there is possible that, you know, someone could roll back the mileage so they could get more for the car. But there's some ways of telling, you know, I'm pretty sure there's some ways that you can tell if the mileage was rolled back, especially if the car was in an accident, all that stuff. But do your best and make sure you get a low mileage car. Now, granted, I did buy my car with 85K miles, but that's 85, 70, 85. That's like the car now breaking in, because I just hit 100K. So that's basically what is known as the car now being broken in. So I would say, you know, stick to something, you know, try to stay under the 100K miles. You know, these, I guess, like I said, these 3.7s, they last. I'm at 126K miles right now. I'm seeing some BQs hit 200 plus. So it all comes down to the maintenance and how the car was taken care of. So yeah, man, just make sure you try to get as low as miles possible, especially if you're trying to keep the car for a minute, you know, for a long time. I do plan on keeping this car, and, you know, obviously look at modifications that done to the car. So I really, you know, I'm kind of deep in this car already, so I ain't trying to, you know, sell unless I get a real good price of it, and then I can throw that into, you know, possibly the GTR or whatever. But again, I keep saying this, and I keep saying this in existence, I'm gonna keep preaching this and, you know, put us into the universe, but I'm keeping this as the daily and then getting a GTR and Skyline, you know, the R34. It just became legal, so that's gonna be one of my goals for the channel, is to get R34 for y'all and get some nice content with that. But this is gonna be the clean show car daily, so yeah, man, make sure y'all try to get the lowest mileage possible, especially if you're trying to keep the car for a while. Now, going back to the performance wise, pop the hood, and I suggest y'all try to listen and feel for any kind of vacuum leaks. When you hear a vacuum leak, it's pretty noticeable. It's gonna be like kind of like a whistle, especially when you feel it. And the car will idle weird. The car might dip, you know, the RPMs might keep dipping. Like I said, if it does it once in a while, that's okay. But if it's constantly doing that, I mean, it has to be a vacuum leak somewhere, or it could be an issue with the mass airflow sensor, or even my fuel pump. Like I said before, I had issue with my fuel pump, and that's when my, you know, I had issues with starting, and I had issues with my idle, and you know, valve body and all that stuff too. But make sure y'all listen in the engine for any kind of air escaping from the vacuum hoses. So any of those black hoses y'all see, you know, feel around, look around, you know, put your flashlight down there. Bring a mechanic too if you're not really, you know, too familiar with cars. I suggest you bring a mechanic, be a mechanic friend, or pay a mechanic to come and, you know, look at the car for you. And, you know, he will, or they will, you know, give you their best expertise of if you should buy the car or not. So yeah, man, you know, check the engine, make sure everything is Cosmetic. Also, try to check the tire tread. If it's like relatively worn out, that's okay, you know, regular thing. But make sure it's not like completely bald and they're trying to sell you a car that, you know, could kill you on the way home. Just make sure tire tread is decent. You know, you can fit a quarter. I believe that's like a trick. Like if you turn the wheel and put the quarter in it, if you can still see the head of the president, then it should be fine. Or, you know, there's some, you know, I'll put down in the description below how to check that tire tread. But make sure the tire tread is good. Yeah. Again, that's safety, and especially all of them match. Make sure all of them are the same brand and they match. Some dealerships might try to put like change one tire if it was bad, and it'll be an off-brand stuff. So, you know, little details like that, a lot of people miss. So like I have Firestones all over, so make sure they're all Firestones. If it's Goodyear, make sure there's all Goodyears all around, and the same model and all that too in size. So yeah, man, definitely try tire tread is one of those must checks when you're looking for a car, even any car, honestly. And the infamous valve body. As some of you know, if you've been following the channel, I had the valve body issue. So symptoms of the valve body issue: the car will stay in third gear and it won't shift past third gear. So the car will just be revving all the way to the moon and it won't shift at all, and you'll feel the car thing there, and the car will throw a check engine light. I forgot what the codes are, but I'll put it in the description down below so y'all know, you know, the signs and the code that it will throw. But it's it will literally say like transmission control system or something, control valve, TCM, you know, replace speed wheel speed sensor or something like that. It's the valve body. So if the car has higher mileage, and dealerships might not know, but if you're buying the car you know, pre-owned from someone, privately owned, ask them, be like, hey, what's the transmission valve body done? If it's a dealership, try to work it in the deal, be like, hey, can you swap this out, and you know, I'll hit the deal. Some dealers, like I said, you never know, you might get through and they might swap it out, and then you could you know, buy the car there and save that money, because that was about $3,500 I had to drop for that install from the dealership. And make sure it's done by the dealership, no one else, because it has to be programmed correctly to the car. But yeah, man, that valve body, that's that infamous valve body on 347s. Make sure y'all check that out, make sure it was good, or if it was actually swapped out, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have that issue if it hasn't been swapped out. And last but not least, make sure the car is not too heavily modified. If they already have some of the mods that you wanted to do anywhere, then go ahead and do it if it's cosmetic specifically. But performance wise, I would stay away from it. But again, if the car, you know, is privately being sold, then ask the owners for receipts, who the car was tuned by, what the car is making, dyno sheets, how to go through the maps, how to connect it to your phone, all that. If they do have that issue, that the dongle, so you can connect it to your phone. But I would suggest you not going, buying a car that's already tuned, for the sole purpose of not knowing what was actually done to the car. Like I said, if it was tuned by a reputable tuner like Admin or My Tuner, Martin at RS Entropy, then the car should be fine. But if it was tuned by anyone that you don't know and they have like a very small following, I would steer clear away from that. Try to get the car as bone stock as possible, and then do what you want to. It's your car at the end of the day, and you want to make it yours, right? So try not to be that, that built, not bought, car enthusiast. That's my personal opinion. But again, if it has like slight modifications here and there, go ahead and do it, buy it. But if you can get the car bone stock like how I did, I literally had a premium, and I basically, people don't even know it was a premium. People don't know it was a 3.7 now, because I took the fenders off and I replaced it with carbon covers out. But now, if you actually know the car and you know how a 3.7 sounds, you know it's a 3.7. But yeah, man, make sure y'all, do y'all research, check the car out, make sure the car wasn't tuned. Now, a good way to tell if the car wasn't tuned or was tuned, if you hop in a car really quick and you hold down cancel, right? Make sure the cruise control is off, by hitting the big button right here. Then that will go away. And hold down the cancel button. Hold on the cancel button. If your RPMs jump to like those numbers, then the car is tuned. And if the person that tells you the car is tuned, that's a nice way to tell. If you hit, nonchalantly come in the car and it's like, is this car tuned? I think this car is tuned. Hold this down real quick, and it will jump up like that. There's no way of hiding that. Now, granted, the person whoever's selling you the car, they should know that the car is tuned, and they should tell you that. But if you ask and they say no, and you really want to double check, just hold this down and it will jump to maps stock. Obviously, you can't do that. So, yeah, that's another way to tell the car is tuned, and that's how you switch maps without the that phone dongle. But there y'all have it, man. Those are those quick little tips. I've been getting that question a lot, so like I said, y'all got questions, I'll turn it into a video. If I get ask enough, I will turn it into a video. So I hope that helped y'all out. Go back through that list, take notes if you want to, and go to the dealership and be like, all right, check this off, check off all those, all right, this is good, oh, I don't know about that, It took me a couple years. I took about maybe 2 years to find the one that I wanted to get. No, granted, I did have a trade-in, a Honda Accord, and I traded this in, so I got a pretty good deal, and it was right before COVID. Now, prices, a lot of people ask me about the prices. Prices themselves, it varies. It varies in your location, and it varies how well the car was taken care of, I should say. Depending, the more down south, I guess, the cheaper it should be. But the market right now is ridiculous, and because of COVID, everything just went up. Houses went up, cars went up. So, just try your best to get it. I would say this: try your best to get it as low as you can on the price. Working deals, working free tires, working services if you want. But try to negotiate. Use this opportunity to see if you know how to, if you could get the best bang for your buck and the best deal. At the end of the day, dealership isn't there to make money. They're not really there to help you. Sorry to say, but they're helping you get a car you want. But if they can pull as much out of you as possible, they will do it. They make money off commissions, so, and that's the living, that's the bread and butter. So they're gonna pull as much money as they can out of you. So try your best and push back, get the best deal you can, and ask questions. Test, like I said, test out the car, check out all those check marks that I asked, that I told you about, and go from there. If you could afford it, go ahead, pull the trigger, get it. You can always trade it back in if you don't like it or whatever. But I personally love the car, no issues ever since, because again, I already knew about the valve body issue. I know that was coming, and the fuel pump kind of threw me off, because that I wasn't expecting the fuel pump. But like I said, that was pretty easy install, honestly, and I used that to actually, you know, upgrade it a little bit. I did a 255 wall barrel, so now I can run E85 a little bit more safely versus running it on a stock pump. If I ran on a stock pump, that probably would actually throw the pump out quicker. So it's a little stronger pump, a little better for E85. So that's what I recommend. But yeah, man, so I'm gonna end the video there. Appreciate all y'all watching. But like I said, my name is Maha. This is my 3.7 Q50. Those are the top tips I got for y'all when looking for this car. Good luck in your search. Y'all stay blessed, and always remember, repetition creates precision, y'all. Let's go!